The art of Kingdom Hearts from Tetsuya Nomura. He's not only the main character designer, but the producer as well. Today we're going to look at the character art style, concept design and illustrations from the Kingdom Hearts series. Kingdom Hearts is a role-playing game that combines both Final Fantasy and Disney characters into a universe with a variety of Disney-themed worlds. The story begins with Sora's dive to the heart, which foreshadows future events. Right after this strange phenomenon, he finds himself up on Destiny Island, where he lives with his two best friends, Riku and Kairi. Unfortunately, before they can leave, the island is attacked by the Heartless. Even though Sora tries to fend them off with his suddenly acquired Keyblade, this event causes the group to be separated and cast away into new worlds. In these unique worlds, Sora meets new friends such as Donald, Goofy, King Mickey and many others. During his journey to find his missing friends, he uses the Keyblade to seal the keyholes that plague the world around. Doing so, their efforts start to unravel the mystery behind the man named Ansem, who's seemingly behind the invading Heartless. At the start of Kingdom Hearts production, it was posed by Disney that the main protagonists would have been Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse by Square. In contrary, Nomura insisted to create an original character, Sora, who contains the clothing that resembles the color palette of the famous mouse instead. To fit him into the Disney universe, his first designs contained a tail. However, because he looked like Zidane from Final Fantasy IX, they scrapped it. This was to make sure to give the characters a distinct feeling from related IPs. Plus, Nomura stated that he wanted his characters to show that anyone can do notable things in life. Even though we know Nomura debuted with drawing serious main characters, in an interview he stated he liked to draw more lively characters, which in my eyes is embraced throughout the works of Kingdom Hearts. Moreover, the eyes are medium sized and contain whimpers for both male and female. In addition, the noses have a soft edge and the mouth is expressive. To give the characters more of a Disney feel, he designed the proportions out of place, with big feet, hands and small arms and legs. However, to not alienate Final Fantasy fans completely, he did keep most of them in their original proportions. The coloring style depends on the individual art piece, using either soft or hard edges for highlights. In general sense, the palette is always vibrant with saturated reds, yellows and blues. Kingdom Hearts 2 is debatable the pinnacle of the series, as it improved all the mechanics of the first game. The story starts off with Roxas hanging out with his buddies in Twilight Town and soon changes to Sora as he awakens from a long dream. Together with his trusted friends Donald and Goofy, he learns about the suspicious Organization 13 and their raids on different worlds. As they journey through them in various forms and outfits, they again need to stop the Heartless, and this time around have to deal with the mysterious nobodies as well. The party comes across the antagonist, Xemnas, a man who shows great resemblance with Ansem. When I look through most of these art pieces, I think it really gives a tell that Nomura changed his art style into something more soft and gentle, and that from here on out, it transitions into his future works. Also, I have to say it, his fetish for belts, chains, zippers and hoodies were definitely starting to develop around this time. All jokes aside, the line art contains bold outer lines and arched corners. Although the hair still uses sharp edges, the rest is more blunt. The coloring style of the illustrations are way more uniform, with soft transitions between highlights and a saturated color palette. I personally love the Pride Lens design, with Sora resembling Simba and Donald Zazu. However, I don't understand why they made Goofy a turtle. I think it's because of the shield, but feels out of place. This aside, some of the Final Fantasy characters make a cameo as well, with Vivi and Aura maybe the most faithful to their original designs. Kingdom Hearts 3 was the long-awaited game in the franchise with improved graphics and a new layer of mystery to the story. Although the main art style doesn't differ much compared to the second, they did change the proportions quite a bit towards realism, making Sora more mature. As if they slowly changed his appearance with each installment towards Nomura's initial Final Fantasy XIII vision. This aside, Sora did keep his iconic boots and pants, to resemble his old friend Mickey. I don't know about you, but to me, this concept art of Riku gives me the Noctis vibes. Moreover, this new design is especially seen in Kairi, with her long legs and normal sized hands. So it's clear that the human characters change. Okay, except for these three, they are just the exact same designs with different clothing. Donald and Goofy keep their same general Disney appeal. Normally, I don't care much about weapon designs when it's presented without the wielder. However, it has to be said that Kingdom Hearts has one of the coolest designs out there, especially because they all embrace their own themes to the fullest, representing their worlds such as Pirates of the Caribbean, Toy Story, Monster Inc. and Frozen. Without a doubt, the biggest variety of each game's promotional illustration is the color choice. In addition, Nomura's preferred composition is kept intact. To expand on, Maybe you ever noticed that he loves to draw his characters facing towards our left. Many Japanese artists do this actually. This is likely because of their eye screening behavior. Opposite to Western culture, Japan structure their columns right to left as seen in manga. However, in their theatrical storytelling, the hero prepares his final attack on the right to defeat the villain on the left. Nomura uses this concept quite a bit. Do note though, in art, the rule of composition goes first. So it's not like it's always the evil guy facing to our right side, because then Mickey and Donald will be evil as well. So don't take this as a hard rule or anything, just a trend I noticed in his illustrations. All that said, Nomura does like to pose a meaning behind his works, sometimes with a double meaning, such as this piece, From Dream Drop Distance. Is Riku falling to save Sora, or is Sora floating out of reach to be saved? My personal favorites of his style are his pencil line art. Without color, he really captures the power of his designs in my opinion. He uses quick sharp strokes to strengthen the outline and make the character frames more digestible. Furthermore, he fills the clothing in with line hatching to give a gist of the volume and dimension. The nuance in his style is what makes these sketches so well defined. They start to feel natural and alive, leaving the volume to your imagination. Of course, I think the full-blown illustrations are great and fit the series well, but one thing is always true with color. It can break the appeal of the drawing far easier than enhance it. There are also official mangas and novels of the Kingdom Hearts series that were produced by Shiro Amano. The style is light-weighted, with the main characters having this soft look that reminds me a bit of chibi somehow. This is also used for the novels. To me personally, this style looks better without color. To elaborate, in this case the highlights and shadows are lower tones of themselves, meaning they fall flat and are harder to distinguish, losing the focus point a bit. If the artist used a different hue, it will definitely pop out more. I fancy light novel author G.P. Vugts. And I can still recall that when Kingdom Hearts released during my freshman years in high school, it was framed as a Disney game, thus nobody spoke of it. Nevertheless, I'm glad that I experienced such an awesome game with excellent music, which is way more than just Disney. If you enjoy other art such as Chrono Trigger or Zelda, you know where to find me.